Just bring you guys a quick post-fight thoughts video of the Uriah Hall versus Le'Veon Bell fight. This fight was the second fight that they showed us on Showtime pay-per-view in the undercard of the Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva fight, which is taking place over in Arizona, USA. This fight was the professional debut of both Bell and Uriah Hall. Bell is a former NFL player. Uriah Hall is a former MMA fighter. And for the pro debut, I gotta say, Bell looked pretty good. He looked good, even though he lost the fight. He looked good. Fight went the distance, went the whole 4 rounds, and Hall ended up winning the fight by unanimous decision, with all three judges giving it in favor of Hall, 40-36. I scored it 3-1. I gave 1 round to Bell. There was 1 round where he was doing pretty well, moving around, picking his shots. I felt like he moved around way too much, and I feel like he needs to work on setting up his punches. He would throw some good jabs to the body, but he wasn't really following up with those jabs. I feel like that there's still a lot of work that Bell can work on, and if he's serious about boxing, I could actually see him winning some fights if he continues to learn and progress and learn from his mistakes. Unfortunately, he was fighting a fighter who has already a fighting background, who already has a very experienced MMA background, and it was a fighter versus an NFL player. So obviously, the favorite was Uriah Hall, and I'm not surprised that he won. But I was more surprised of how Bell looked, and I gotta say, if he's serious about boxing, he can definitely make some good moves depending on who he fights in the future. So BoxRec has yet to update it. So first loss for Bell's first loss as a pro. It's not the end of the world. It seems like he's very passionate about boxing, and if he continues at it, I'd love to see how far he'll go. As for Uriah Hall, he said he wants to keep fighting, and he called out Jake Paul, and it looks like that's the guy he wants to fight. He wants to fight Jake Paul. He said that he's the man to beat Jake Paul. Why not? If the people demand for it, then why not? But honestly, after this fight, Hall has a lot of work to do if he wants to beat Jake Paul. This Uriah Hall that we saw in there against Bell, he would get knocked out by Jake Paul, in my opinion. So there's a lot of work Hall needs to work on. A lot of people say that Jake Paul is just a YouTuber, this and that, but a lot of people forget that he's been very passionate about the sport, and he has improved a lot over the past couple of years, as in boxing. So anyway, if you saw the fight, let me know what did you think about in the comments. Thanks for listening and watching, and like always, have a great day. All right, thanks.